Best travels. Next in line, please come forward and stop there. Okay, make sure you keep any arms, legs, and tentacles inside of the box at all times. What we're going to do is just go over your transit paperwork and run a few tests to make sure that you're safe to pass through our intergalactic checkpoint. The first thing that I'll need from you is your ID and transit fees. Can you provide those to me now? Okay, this seems to be acceptable. You have the correct amount of space credits, and this ID does appear to be authentic. I'm just going to enter some of these details into our system. So you are in fact a human? Okay. You know, I don't get to work with humans very often. Very exciting young species. And where are you traveling to today? Returning from an abduction. Do you know the date and time at which you were abducted? And the location. Is this where you will be returning? Okay. That seems to be in order. Here is your ID card. Okay. We will need to run through some tests to make sure that you are safe to pass through a checkpoint. Firstly, I will need to examine your atmospheric residue. To do this, I'm just going to take a little sample just from the area around you. Good. Just hold still and breathe normally. Now I will need to take the sample and put it in one of our containment tubes. This containment vessel will run several tests for us to determine if you have any harmful residue lingering on you. Particles have a habit of collecting and accumulating once you have negative ones. I'm going to put this into our centrifuge. While this is being analyzed, we can go ahead and move on to the next test. We're going to simply look at your energy field. I'm going to use this spoon-like implement to examine your external surfaces. Just stay still as I use this spoon-like object to pick up any trace residue. I'm going to bring it down your right external extremity here, and now your left external extremity here. Can you inform me if my human lingo is up to date? Yes, I have heard that they call objects looking like this a spoon, is that right? Okay, here we call it a zombler. But I did not want to cause you any confusion, human. With my zombler, I'm going to take this sample and stir it into the solution. This will provide us results within a matter of minutes. What we're looking for here is any harmful magnetic interruptions that may have happened to your field as you traveled through the vacuum of space. Now I'm going to let this process as well. I can check on our centrifuge results here. Okay, it looks like you meet ITA standards. I'm very relieved that you did not pick up any negative ions during your travels through the vacuum of space, as this would require an unfortunate decontamination process. We can spare you that and just simply move on to the next test. For this next test, I will use these graspers to look for any stray molecules that you may have collected during your journey through space. Ideally, we will only find molecules from locations you have been, including your abduction destination and your origin destination. Should we find particles other than these two areas, we will have to do a thorough interview with you to find out where you've been traveling. I'm just going to grab a few molecules from your energy field. Appears we have a speck of dust. I'm going to pop this into our analysis machine to find out where the origin of this dust is. Firstly, I will lay the dust on this tray here, and add a solution of liquid. Now I just need to place the slide into my microscope to do further analysis. Okay. All right. Okay. This speck of dust appears to have originated from your home planet Earth. I'm just going to do another quick sweep here. Okay. You seem to be quite clean indeed. Whoever abducted you must have done an excellent job. Our external analysis appears to be done. I'm simply going to measure out the results onto my electronic scale. Okay. I'm going to need to get a closer look at this. Let's just go ahead and use my microscope to make sure that you are clear of any contamination or negative ions. Okay. All right. I'm a little bit concerned about the high level of negative ions here. Do you happen to know if you passed through an ion storm at any point in your trip? Okay, I'm simply going to run a thorough examination to find out where these ions might be coming from. All I need to do is just turn on my machine here. And I'm going to plug this directly into your energy field. Okay, now we can run a series of tests. Turning it on, modifying the frequencies. Okay, ignition, good to go there. Just tuning into you. Okay. All right. Okay. Good. Okay. And just stay still while I run a few more tests here. We just need to make sure that these negative ions were caused perhaps by your fragile human emotions. I don't think the ITA is going to like the paperwork required for this. Yes, well, you have to prove that you didn't accumulate these ions through nefarious means. Okay. I think I'm just going to have you fill out a simple form. This is the Q85 form. I'm going to need you to provide answers to all of these questions. This is going to be a screening of your human feelings. Yes, please answer the questions as honestly as possible. Should the ITA discover your negative ions are not in fact a result of your human emotions, they will have to come after you, re-abduct you from Earth to do a further analysis to find out where these ions might have come from. We've recently had an increase in negative ions in the quadrant X5. Did you know if you traveled through that quadrant? Okay, you're not sure. I'm just going to note down your answers here. The ITA prefers I be very, very thorough. It's like your human TSA. Yes, the Intergalactic Transit Authority. Exactly. Yes, they are rule sticklers on your planet as well, I hear. You are only the 4th human that I've ever gotten to work with, but it sounds like many of our bureaucratic systems are similar. While you're filling out that form, I'm simply going to take a few samples of the area just around you here. I just need to make sure that there are no endangered bacteria that you may be harboring or transporting. We hear that the growth of the human organization on planet Earth is very at risk to any bacteria that may be in their atmosphere. Most of our advanced civilizations here have grown past the need for things like antibiotics, as we can use ultraviolet radiation in safe doses to keep our airways clean. You may have noticed that in the restrooms that we provide here for all species, we use only ultraviolet sinks. I seem to have identified one here. I'm going to quickly examine what bacteria you may be harboring by just placing it into my microscope. This will provide me a detailed result of where you've been. Okay. This seems to be a standard human molecule. Yes, I believe you were infected with what you call the common cold. If you have not developed symptoms yet, symptoms may develop soon. It already seems quite far along. Hopefully you can get returned home before you need to care for yourself. I'm not sure how humans deal with their sickness, but here we like to hibernate for at least 46 cycles. All right. Well, the ITA won't mind too much the common cold, as it has even spread to space. It's one of the most prolific bacteria that we know of. You're all done filling out your paperwork? Wonderful. Okay, and let me just look at your answers here. Okay, yes. Yes. Human, I would highly recommend that once you arrive home, you seek immediate relaxation. Yes, we've come to understand the dangerous stress that cortisol seems to put on the human body. And you answered yes to so many questions that I would highly recommend you seek out some options to help you relax, okay? Yes, here in space we have systems that are made to extract any negative energy manually, but on Earth I understand that you still have to do it psychologically. Hopefully you will find a cure for your common cold and for your stress disorder. I appreciate your cooperation so far. This next test will just be scanning your heat signature. I just need to make sure you're within safe human ranges here. Just scanning you. Trying to get an accurate read here. The data collected goes directly into my beaker here. Okay. I think I have a pretty good sample. I'm going to simply attach this beaker to my laboratory here. I'll just need to apply a little bit of fire underneath. There we are. And I'll just let that simmer as we move on to our next test. Human, you have been very cooperative so far. I realize that the ITA has a plethora of ordinances and obstacles that you must pass through at each checkpoint. Your participation is greatly appreciated. Next, I will need to take my essence swab here and just collect a sample of your essence. It shouldn't hurt at all. In fact, some humans have reported to me that it feels quite ticklish. The essence swab will gather everything that you're made of. This includes your hopes and dreams, past and present. I just need to apply a little bit of nanite solution right onto my wand. This solution will provide the beaker with the information that it needs. Just getting that in there. And now I will transfer the beaker just onto the centrifuge like so, and apply the heat in this direction. With this beaker, we can analyze the results. I'm going to pour the beaker out onto this slide, as is in line with ITA regulations, and I'll just simply plug it in to my microscope. Examining the specimen here. Okay. All right. Your heat signature results do appear normal, although maybe a ½ degree high. That's going to require another form. I just need you to fill out the ITA's heat over gratification form. This form allows us to know that any heat that you may have gathered in space does not belong to you. We will have to take this 0.5 degree difference and remove it from you, as we cannot have energy thieves transferring energy through heat from one sector to another. The ITA is not going to like this very much. Just fill out the form, it'll be fine. As long as you're willing to give up that half degree, we should have no issues at all. Alright, I'm submitting a form that will have them take away that 0.5 degrees when you arrive at the next checkpoint before Earth. Our final analysis will be for your health. All previous analysis have been for safety, but I'm personally concerned about your well-being. I'm just going to take a little bit of this medicine here, and I'm just going to apply it just under your face. This medicine will help you feel calm as you travel the long journey back to Earth. You may undergo cryostasis. Your molecules may be broken up and spread across the universe as light. Whatever your preferred transit method may be, you may arrive back at Earth feeling weak and tired. Please be sure to rest as soon as possible upon arriving at your destination. How are you feeling now, human? You do maybe feel a tickle in your throat from the cold. Well, I can also provide you some of this medicine here. I'm just going to take a little bit out and just stick out your tongue, please. Good. Just applying a few drops. This should help you recover from your cold a little bit quicker. Now that you have undergone all of the required ITA's tests and a few extra, I'm just going to do a body pat down on you. Please put your arms out and spread your legs. I'm just going to start up here, right at your neck here. What peculiar anatomy humans have. Moving down onto your shoulders now. Okay. Good. And I'm going to go along your arms here. Just searching for any strange bumps or bumps that may not be described in the human anatomy books. Alright, I'm going to move down your torso now. I understand that this is where you house all of your essential organs, so I will be very gentle here. Okay. Alright, I do see something a little peculiar. So, if you don't mind, please just turn slightly one direction. Good. And now I'm going to inspect this very strange lump here. Okay. Were you trying to get this through customs? A baby dragon frozen in time. You didn't disclose this on your exports. I'm very concerned about this human. Up until this point, I thought you were totally in line with bureaucracy, but I'm going to need to fill out several forms to address this. Did you acquire this item before you were abducted? Okay. You did find it in space? Okay. Human, are you aware that it is an incredible offense to be tried to smuggle a dragon egg suspended in time like this? You were not aware. Okay. Where did you purchase this item? Okay. A local vendor, okay. Do you know the name of this local vendor? I think the ITA would be very interested. Okay. Didn't give you a name. Alright. Can you describe how the entity looked? Okay. Gaseous form. Got it. And what was the color of the gaseous form? Okay. Shifting. Do you know what hues the gaseous form was shifting between? Okay. Violet and ultramarine. Okay. If it's who I think it is, we've gotten them in trouble before. I'm going to have to keep this item, okay? This is going to assist me in the prosecution of this gaseous form entity selling illegal contraband to unsuspecting travelers. I'm sorry that you have been swindled and that we will have to confiscate such an illegal item, but I'm sure you can understand the consequences that carrying such an item back to your home planet would be. Yes, exactly. We did have a dragon outbreak on Earth once before, and it was not a fun mess to clean up. I'm just going to take a few photos of you as well for the investigation. There's no need to worry. You are not in trouble. I'm just making sure that we have accurate evidence. Can you make a straight face, or is that your straight face? Oh, okay, I see. All right. Good. Just look right here at the light for me. Okay. Good. Yep. Yes, all of these angles are required by the ITA. We need a 360-degree profile to ensure accurate documentation. Just going to get a few more angles. Good. Here, a little closer, a little farther away. Okay, I'm just going to upload these. Good. Yes, that's going to be several forms that I'll have to fill out later. The ITA is very thorough in its investigations. Unfortunately, we've had several recent swindlers trying to get unsuspecting travelers moving their contraband around. Yes, especially things like dragon eggs, which are notoriously invasive. They just love wreaking havoc on different planets. Now, they don't even care the destination. Exactly. You have people like that on Earth, too. What a shame. You've completed your set of paperwork. All right, I'll take that. All right. So this is just disclosing that you are willing to give up that 0.5-degree increase. Yes, I did mention that this might be a result of your fever from the cold. If you do not have this 0.5-degree excess at the next checkpoint, just inform them that you have been cured of your cold. They will understand how the human immune system works. If not, please tell them to reach back out to me directly. I should be available at all times. Just going to add a note here about your cold and your fragile human immune system. Okay. Yes, the ITA is quite rigorous. They demand that I log every spec on you. In fact, last cycle I misfiled Form Z14, and I've been on particle probation ever since. It's quite demanding, this job, but I do enjoy the challenge of meeting each species that comes through my gates. It looks like you are almost ready to leave my station here and move on to the next form. Can you quickly gather up all your belongings here? Yes, including your particles. See if you can reel those in. Excellent. And of course you can bring your arms down and your legs back together. I'm just going to have you proceed this direction, okay? You should be able to follow the signs to your next destination. It's been a pleasure working with you, and I hope that you make it back to your home planet Earth safely. Goodbye for now, and I hope to see you again.